FM 94, The Dark. It is that time again. It's time to get to another band we play here on The Dark. And on the phone right now, I'm talking with John from the band Message to Venus. He's the guitarist of the band. And I asked him before we started the interview where he was calling from today. And he's calling from Miami, Florida, where he says it's 70 degrees. And, of course, we're here in Minnesota, just finished up a snowstorm and looking for some highs in the teens, lows around zero. So anyway, let's give him a warm, cold Minnesota welcome to John from Message to Venus. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Glad to be here with you. And, you know, I didn't want to say that I was coming from Miami just to make you feel bad. Come on. I'm trying to just bring some heat over your way, you know?
Are your toes in the sand right now?
No.
Okay.
Not right now, but maybe, you know, in a little bit.
Our toes are in the snow and they're frostbitten right now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hey, John.
Sorry to hear that.
No problem whatsoever. Hey, John, let's talk about this band, Message from Venus. You got a brand new song out called Hollow. I want to get to that in a little bit, but we need to get some background of you guys. And I've done a little bit of reading, and sometimes you can believe what you see on the internet. You can't. Sounds like, though, you guys now are Florida-based, but you're originally from Puerto Rico. Am I correct on that?
Yes, you're completely correct on that. We were born and raised over there, and we, not too long ago, moved over to Miami.
Let's talk about the music in Puerto Rico, and for that matter. And obviously, you guys bring up the notches of heaviness a little bit. What's it like being a band originally from Puerto Rico and playing some hard rock now here in the States?
Oh, it's been awesome. You know, in Puerto Rico, when we were playing over there, you know, the scene is not that big, but everybody knows each other, and you know, it's really good. The thing is that if you want to be closer to where touring opportunities will come your way, you have to be in the mainland. And that's basically the reason that we moved over to Miami, which is not too far away from Puerto Rico. It's just 2 hours and 20 minutes flight away. So we are able to go back and visit our family. But, you know, we're here in the mainland, so where we can have better opportunities.
I want to get into a little more Puerto Rican music in a little bit, but I want to get more a little bit about the history of the band. How did this band all come about, Message to Venus?
You know, Juanma, Edgar, and I, we've been playing together for many years, maybe like 8-10 years. And then Yandre, he was from another band in Puerto Rico, and we've been friends with him for the longest time. The thing is that around 2008, he lost all his musicians. And then around the same time, we lost our singer. So the producer, Leo Alvarez, who produced our latest album, Victims and Villains, he said, hey, you know, you should guys get together and maybe you guys can make something happen. And that's what we did. We went into the studio, he tracked some vocals, and it worked perfectly. And since 2009, we've been at it.
You've been rocking strong. Now, the name Message to Venus, I always ask the origin of it. How did you guys pick that name, and where did it all come about?
You know, Message to Venus was originally a song title. It was about a song that talked about life in another planet. But the song didn't work out that well. Okay. But the lyrics mentioned Message to Venus in a part. And then we always, you know, thought that was kind of a cool name. And it was kind of an open, you know, name that would allow us to not be too heavy, but not be too light, and explore different, you know, musical aspects. So we decided to incorporate that as a name.
Very cool. We're talking with John from the band Message to Venus, and this is a band that's an up-and-coming band. In fact, you have a new song called Hollow that's out, and the cool thing is about I report to the Radio Contraband charts under the radar, and we've been reporting you for about 4 weeks. Finally, this week, just released actually on Tuesday, the charts came out. You're number 50 this week on the top 50. That has got to be a pretty cool feeling for you guys.
Oh, feels like $1 million, you know? And I'm pretty sure, you know, with your support and the support of the fans, we can keep climbing up. But, you know, just being there, it's awesome because it means that, you know, people are reacting to the song, people are liking it, and, you know, we're in good shape, you know, and it feels awesome. Nothing better for a band.
Absolutely.
Just to know that their music is being, you know, liked and enjoyed by by the people.
Now, you mentioned you guys obviously originally from Puerto Rico. You decided to move to the States because that's how you were going to expand your music on to get known a little bit more. What is the music like in Puerto Rico? I guess the history of music in Puerto Rico, the tradition, all those kind of things. What's it like in the music sector of Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, it's mainly Spanish, what they speak over there. It's mainly music that you can dance to, like salsa, merengue, and even reggaeton, which is like kind of a hip-hop kind of music, urban. And that's mainly what people listen to. Of course, there's a good rock scene over there, but it's kind of small. It's not big enough for a band to be able to, to do that just for a living.
Right.
So, that's why we've decided to move. But you have really good bands from over there. You have Puya, you have some good friends of us, Taboo, you have several bands, and you have all the types of rock over there, from indie all the way to like your grind metal.
Well, that was my next question, kind of growing up then. Obviously, you guys are in the active rock circuit here. Well, growing up, what kind of music did you guys listen to?
We're pretty broad in the music spectrum. For example, Edgar loves all the 80s stuff.
Okay.
Yandre likes all the classic stuff, like the Led Zeppelin, the Pink Floyd, etc.
Okay.
Juanma, he likes all the technical, like the Dream Theaters music. And then I liked all the alternative, active rock kind of music, from your Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, to Tool, and even Killswitch Engage, and all of that.
Okay. Speaking of music, obviously, if I had to grab your iPod, or if I had to check out what CDs are in your car, or whatever, what are some of the things that you might be listening to right now that might even shock me a little bit in your music collection?
That might even shock you?
Yeah, it might shock me.
I like Spanish music,
like
flamenco, and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I also like classical guitar music. And I also like jazz music, which is not too uncommon for a musician to like.
I was going to say,
and then, of course, I had the normal stuff, the Deftones, The Art of Dying, the Pierce the Veil, old Tool, of course.
Right. We're talking with John from the band Message to Venus. You kind of answered already my next question I was going to lead into, but what current bands in active rock are you currently listening to? Or, for that matter, what bands are you really digging right now?
I'm digging, from the newer bands, I'm digging Nothing More.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty, very cool, A lot of respects to those guys. Starset.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another band that I think it's from England, that they're called Royal Blood.
Yes.
That is pretty cool, too.
Yeah, their latest song, Figure It Out, I think currently 4 this week on the active rock charts. But yeah, those are bands that have really stepped up. All 3 of those bands that you mentioned currently have or had top 20 songs in the active rock side. And obviously, you'd like to get to that point at some point, but I think the bigger thing you're trying to do is just trying to build a fan base. Am I correct on that?
Definitely. We want to have a strong foundation. We just don't want to be hype. We want to be the real deal and have people that really enjoy our music and can get behind us, and then you can get, real results, and then go out there and, play to real fans. So that's what we are concentrating. We want to grow organically.
Now, I asked you this off air before. Have you done much touring? You said you did about a 42-day or 42-tour stop last summer, if I'm not correct on that. Talk about that a little bit, and how was that? Who did you go out with? Was it kind of exciting to get a chance to go out and play the music in front of the masses that you've never seen before?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Have people that we've never met before just say, hey, I've been following you for several years, you're in Midland, Texas, where I've never been to, or you are in Port Gerardo, or you are in Chicago, or even in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and have people just come and say, I've been listening to you guys, and that's such, it's so far away from when we are, where we are right now and where we were before, which is even farther, it's Puerto Rico. It's awesome. We were out with 2 bands. The first leg was with Death Street's Handshake. They're from New Jersey, and the second leg was with another band that is called Novice Day. They're from Connecticut.
Cool. That's one question I like to ask, too. If you had to put together a 3-bill night, so it's Message to Venus along with 2 other bands, and, it can be far-fetched even to that point. Maybe it's even a band that's no longer in existence. Maybe it's an artist that no longer is even living. What would be a couple bands that you would like to hang out with Message to Venus playing on a 3-bill night?
Well, I would like to be one newer band, and that band will be Nothing More.
Okay.
And then one band that it's really influenced us, which is Tool.
Ah, very cool. Tool, huh? Boy, what do you think of that? By the way, Maynard James Keenan turned 50 this year. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
50?
He can be my dad.
Obviously, you guys are probably pretty young guys, aren't you? I mean, I shouldn't. Are you guys in your 20s, early 30s? Where are you at?
Where we are in the late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, that's all right. That's cool. Well, and I guess, is it for you guys, obviously, coming from Puerto Rico, basically Spanish, a lot of music like that, was it kind of hard for you guys at first to start out, especially with the active rock circuit?
It's always hard because we're not from here, so we don't have that many contacts in this area, and I think it will be the same for a band moving from Texas to Los Angeles.
Right.
It's because when you move from one place where you're at and you have all your connections, and then you move to another place and you have to start basically from zero, it's always hard. The good thing is that, we have internet, and it could be a bad thing because of what happens to music and the MP3s and everything, but it's also a good thing because it's bringing people closer. And, you just shoot an email, you send out a tweet, and you reach out to people. And, you get to talk and make connections, virtually. And that has been really a blessing for us.
You mentioned digital, and I believe that is where your full-length album, Victims and Villains, is. Am I correct on that? Talk about that album a little bit.
Right now, Victims and Villains is exclusively available through our website, messagetovenus.com. You go to the merch store, and you can only buy it in physical format, digipack, CD format. We have it available only, that way until we release it officially in 2015.
Is that what you're looking for, 2015 as a release then, huh?
Yes. Through iTunes, Spotify, all the digital outlets.
Gotcha. We're talking with John from Message to Venus. Got a couple more questions for you here before we let you go. Have you guys had a chance yet to hear your music actually on the radio?
Oh, yes.
Okay. What's it mean to you to hear your music on the radio?
It's an awesome feeling because it's a sense of validation, when someone that maybe doesn't know you and just like a radio programmer decides to say, this is good enough. This would do good for my show, and I'm going to add it, and I'm going to play it to my audience because I think and I believe they would enjoy it. That's what's really happening, and that's an awesome feeling because it just lets you know that you're doing something that people are enjoying, and that's what artists, feed from.
Right.
Having people enjoy their art.
Well, I got to believe the fans around here up in central Minnesota like this music and this new song, Hollow, which we're going to play here in just a few moments. But when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, we got to play this right away. We've been spinning it for a month, and obviously we'll continue to spin it along. Hey, here's a question for you, John, and this one might make you pick your brain a little bit here. But and obviously you don't have a lot of songs out there, at least as of yet. But what artist would you like to cover one of your songs?
What artist I would like to cover one of my songs?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a hard question.
I know it is.
We covered throughout the tour last year, we covered a Bruno Mars song.
Okay.
So I would like Bruno Mars to cover one of our songs.
That sounds perfect. Let's make that happen someday, huh?
Oh, that would be awesome.
We're gonna make that. We got to make that happen someday. It's one of the questions I love asking bands because I get all sorts of different answers. But it's the one thing too. You notice a lot of collaboration going on with pop music and rap artists, but you don't see a ton of collaboration going on with rap artists or pop music with active rock. And obviously the music sometimes is not the easiest to collaborate with, but it'd be nice to see a little bit more of that, wouldn't it?
For sure. I think that would be great, and it would open up the audience, and it would expose a lot of, a big chunk of the music audience that may not know of your music.
Right.
Just like it happened, one of the examples is Hayley Williams from Paramore.
Yes.
She did that with B.O.B.
Yes.
They exploded after that.
Absolutely.
Just exposed to that. So I think it should happen much more,
I hear you. Hey, John, we're running out of time here, but we want to let the listener out there know how they can get more information about the band, message that is to Venus, and also maybe some future touring too. What's the plans there?
The best place to get information about us is messagetovenus.com. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter. It's very simple, Message to Venus. And I invite you guys to also follow our individual accounts, which you can find the Twitter handles over at the Message to Venus official account. And in terms of touring, man, we can't wait to get on the road, and we hope that early 15, during the first quarter of 2015, we can go out there and make it happen and get to know a lot of people that are enjoying our music and get to know them personally.
Awesome. The new song Hollow is out, which we've been playing here for a month. What's the background of this song? Why was this written?
This song is about living the life that you want and not following what other people want for you, because then you will be living a life that will be hollow. That's basically the message behind it. And I think it's very true, and a lot of people can relate to that because, a lot of people are living a life that they don't want, and they should be living the life that makes them happy and, fulfills their mission here on this planet.
Awesome, John. Guess what? We're going to play it right now for you. Sound good?
Oh, sounds awesome. Let's do it.
All right. This is brand new music from Hollow. Thanks so much, by the way, John. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Daisy. It has been a pleasure being here.
This is brand new music from Message to Venus. The song is called Hollow. It's on The Dark on FM 94.